the final hours before a possible escalation in the West Asia war, the clock is ticking and the next few hours could possibly decide whether this conflict spirals into a full-blown crisis. A day after Iran shot down 2 American jets, US President Donald Trump has taken to social media with a stark reminder for Iran. He has given, remember, he had given Iran 10 days to make a deal and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. That deadline expires tomorrow. Now, before that, Donald Trump has warned that if there is no deal within the next 48 hours, all hell will rain down on Iran. So that's a big warning that Donald Trump has given just few hours before that crucial deadline is all set to expire. On that, we have another breaking update coming in. Only few hours remain before that deadline expires. If Iran does not open the Strait of Hormuz or agrees to a deal, Donald Trump will start bombing the energy infra, is what he has said. As a warning now, US has already started bombing the key infra in Iran. In the latest capital city of Tehran has been targeted. He has also taken to social media to post 1-minute video of the attack that you can see there on the screen. He has said, and I quote, many of Iran's military leaders who have led them poorly and unwisely have been terminated, along with much else that he has not mentioned. And he has posted this video saying that this is a massive strike in Tehran that you can see on the screen. Let me take you through the visual. This is 1-minute long video that has been posted by Donald Trump. Remember, as far as the capital city of Iran, that is Tehran, is concerned, it has come under repeated attacks in the last 1 month ever since the war has started, starting with the first attack on the very first day of the war on the residence of Iran's supreme leader, followed by Mehrabad airport, which is in the vicinity of his residence. Stadiums, universities, they all have been attacked in the last 1 month. And in the latest, just hours before the deadline is to expire, we can see, in fact, massive explosion in the capital city of Tehran. We're not sure where this particular situation is, but this raises a lot of concern as far as the escalation of the war is concerned. Let me get you more perspective and go across to my colleague Rishabh, who's been tracking all the details. Rishabh, attacks and the counterattacks continue. But shed light on deadline that is going to expire tomorrow. The next few hours could decide whether this conflict will spiral into a full-blown crisis or not, whether Iran will reopen the Strait of Hormuz or make a peace deal with Donald Trump, or otherwise he has said that he will start bombing the energy infra.
Well, Akansha, if we talk about United States, what is United States doing here? United States is looking for a way out. That's something that is not hidden to anyone. But while trying to get out, US is also trying to ensure that they have an honorable exit from this conflict, and that is something that US is looking at. And the statement that is coming in from Donald Trump or White House in a way substantiate that. The video that has been posted showcases that Tehran is being pounded by US. The reason is that the media, the social media, the narrative war is right now in favor of Iran. They say that there have been certain aircrafts that have been shot down. There are fighter jets that have been shot down. There are AWACS systems that have been destroyed. There have been at least 5 air-to-air refuelers that have been destroyed in Iraq and Saudi Arabia for the US Air Force. All these losses are being credited to Iran and its asymmetric warfare. And that is something that US is not very comfortable with, because end of the day, they will have to go back to their domestic audience as well. Trump and Republican Party will have to go into the midterm elections by November this year. And that is something that makes them very, very uncomfortable. And that's the reason that we are seeing all these statements coming in. Donald Trump has substantially restricted his statement in last 24 hours. At around 5 p.m. US time itself, White House said that President has called the lid, which means, for our viewers who do not understand what called the lead for White House means, President will not talk any further today, or there will be no public appearances for the President, which means that Donald Trump, who has been speaking every minute for that matter in last 37 days, have restricted his statements, wants to make less statement, more impactful statement, and wants to ensure that his statement dominates the social media narrative. And that is something that US is right now trying. Yes, the war rages on ground. There's fierce fighting happening. The barrage of missiles are being launched by Iran on the Gulf states and Israel and US, infrastructures in the region. Oracle, Amazon, the US bases, US Navy, warships, everything has come under attack in the last 37 days. But at the same time, there is a narrative war being fought on social media and mainstream media as well. And that something is right now US trying to navigate.
Absolutely, because the attacks and the counterattacks continue, but the next 24 hours are going to be very important. The deadline is all set to expire. Donald Trump has said that if Iran does not make a peace deal or reopen the Strait of Hormuz, then he will start bombing the energy infra there in Iran, something that he has been avoiding in the last few days. Stay on with us, Rishabh. In fact, not just the capital city of Tehran, but other areas in Iran have also been attacked. Even as the US has assured that the world, that the energy and the power plants would not be targeted, the area around Iran's nuclear power plant that is near the Persian Gulf, that was struck for the fourth time since the war started. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization has confirmed that one of the plant's employee was killed in this attack. And it is very important to remember that Bushehr nuclear plant is Iran's only operational civilian nuclear facility that has been built by Russia and officially handed over to Iran in September of 2013. As far as the radiation leak is concerned, the International Atomic Energy Agency has confirmed that there has been no increase in the radiation level that has been detected so far. So that is as far as Iran's nuclear facility is concerned. That has been built by Russia, handed over to Iran, and they have so far evacuated 198 employees in the last few days, because as we told you, it has been attacked 4 times ever since the war has started. Why this is very concerning? Because this nuclear power plant is very close to the Persian Gulf. So if there is radiation leak, it will not just affect Iran, but other Gulf countries in and around Persian Gulf is what we're learning. And that is something that the experts have also warned about. For now, there has been no radiation leak, but power plants have been attacked in the last few days. We have now the breaking update coming in. Multiple explosion and fighter jets activity was also witnessed over Isfahan. That's another city in Iran. As we told you, not just the capital city, but different other cities, they have also come under attack. As you can see on the screen, the attack has been captured on camera. Let's tell you more about Isfahan city that has become a key target in this Iran war. The city was also attacked in June last year. In the recent weeks, ever since the war has started, US and Israeli forces have carried out several missile and drone attacks on the city and its surrounding as well. These strikes have hit military bases, weapon depots, industrial sites, large nuclear technology complex near Isfahan as well. Coming back to you, Rishabh, on this, this particular city is quite important because there are also research center, nuclear research center in this particular city. This has also been bombed along with the nuclear power plant in Bushehr, as we were talking about the capital city of Tehran as well. Do tell us more about why this particular city of Isfahan is so crucial.
Well, see, Isfahan happens to be the largest uranium reserve where uranium enrichment was taking place. Iran says that uranium enrichment never took place, and whatever uranium they have has been used for the civil nuclear facilities and to use them for the energy infrastructure. While the US and Israel has a different theory to it. They say that that 2 weeks time that have been given time and again by Israel, that within 2 weeks there will be nuclear tests by Iran, and that would be something that is detrimental, and how things will change from there on, and that's the reason they justify this whole conflict and the attack, invasion on Iran, whatever way you see this. But Isfahan happens to be a very important city for Iran. Bushehr, the other nuclear plant for Iran, is also very, very important, and the importance of this is we have seen 37 days of war. There have been intense bombing on Tehran, Mashhad, Qom and other cities as well. But Russia came out with a very strong statement condemning the attack on Bushehr. And now overnight there have been attacks on Isfahan as well, and we are waiting for other countries to react to it. But the reaction on Bushehr showcases that how attack on nuclear facilities is not being taken lightly by the world. And remember, Iran is a very densely populated country. Isfahan again is a very densely densely populated country. If, for God's sake, there is a simple radiation leak that takes place in Isfahan, it would lead to a nuclear disaster. We have seen what happened in Chernobyl. We have seen how things have unfolded after nuclear attack in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It might not be of that magnitude, but a nuclear radiation leak could be very, very difficult to handle, and that is something that Russia and other countries do understand, and that's the reason that there's a statement coming in. If Isfahan happens to be the nuclear site for Iran, attacking the nuclear site recklessly might lead to radiation leak, and
absolutely,
that is something
because it is one of the main hubs for uranium processing and nuclear-related research as well, and that is why if this is attacked and if there is a radiation leak, that will raise a lot of concern. Stay on with us, Rishabh. We'll come back to you. There's another breaking update coming in. Iran's petrochemical zone has also been targeted. Mashair petrochemical zone that has now come under attack, and unfortunately we're learning that 5 people have been killed in this attack. Coming back to you, Rishabh, on this, we can see that the petrochemical zone has also been targeted, and very importantly, this is all this is happening just few hours ahead of the deadline that is going to expire. Donald Trump has said that he will spare the energy infra, he will not be attacking the power plants for the next 10 days. So just ahead of that, this appears to be a sort of warning that is coming from Donald Trump, because we can see that the petrochemical zone has been attacked. Bushehr nuclear facility has come under attack as well. Do give us more details about this.
Well, again, Agansha, this is the narrative war. This is something that US wants to set narrative on. US wants Iran to come on table. If not in Islamabad, let it be in Doha or Istanbul, whichever place they are comfortable with. But US wants Iran to come on table. That gives an honorable exit to US from this war, and that is something that Washington desperately, and I'm emphasizing on the word desperately because that is the operative word. Anyone you speak to in the power corridors of Washington, White House wants a desperate exit from this war right now. 37 days is not something that US would have thought that this war would continue. As of now, US hasn't had any crisis. They still have the LPG, they still have the LNG or the petroleum products sufficient to work for another 2 weeks. 15th of April is something where the impact would start being felt, and by end of April there would be a problem in US is something that many experts in Washington do suggest, and that is the reason that as of now, while there are claims being made that if in 24 hours Iran does not come on table, we will bomb this, we will bomb that, and we'll rain fire on Iran, and all these statements are being made. Bushehr, Isfahan or petrochemical zone is being attacked. All this is to maintain that US is still fighting strong in West Asia. On the other hand, US wants the negotiations to begin. US wants the hostilities to end. Losing F-35, losing F-15, AWACS, with the air-to-air refuelers, every infra in the region is under attack. Oracle, Amazon, their bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, or for that matter, Qatar or Saudi Arabia has been attacked. Their embassies in Baghdad and Saudi Arabia has been attacked. The precision with which Iran is hitting them, all these news are reaching back home as well. This is the age of information where everything is on social media. Within minutes of it happening, you might manipulate the mainstream, you might stop the news to go into press, but social media gives every detail of these losses to the local public in US, and that is something that's not going down well with US and Trump administration, and that's the reason that we are seeing here that how a desperate move to ensure that Iran is cornered and they come on table.
That is what Donald Trump wants. He wants Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and also make a deal. Otherwise, he will start bombing the energy infra. Because remember, in the last few days, he has said that he will be sparing the power plants there in Iran. Let me take our viewers through more details. What he has said as far as the energy plants in Iran is concerned. On March 23rd, he had said that there will be no attack on Iran's energy plants for the next 5 days. But on that, countering that, Iran had responded by saying that this is a fake news that is peddled to sway the oil markets. On March 26, 3 days later, he said that there will be the strikes on energy facility will be deferred by 10 days. As we've been telling you, that deadline expires tomorrow. Countering this as well, Iran had dismissed the ceasefire proposal as well. They also have 5-pointer plan as far as the end of the war is concerned. Then on April 4th, he said, that is just few hours back, that 48 hours before all hell will rain down on Iran, giving a countdown to Iran that they will have to abide by what he's saying, reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and also agree to the peace talks, or he will rain fire on Iran. Countering that, now we have a response coming in from Iran. They said, we'll send you and your soldiers straight to hell. So there has been counter coming in, but as far as Donald Trump is concerned, he has swayed away from attacking the power plants as far as Iran is concerned. We have another breaking update coming in. Iranian security officials have warned of a big surprise for US and Israel. In fact, that is a reaction coming in from Iran. The Iranian security officials have said that Tehran is moving forward in the ongoing war according to its plan and specific target bank, and warned of a big surprise in store for the US and Israel. So, Rishabh, it appears that the war is only going to escalate. It does not appear that Iran will be reopening the Strait of Hormuz or agreeing to the peace deal that Donald Trump has, in fact, put out for them. They have now said, just as before the deadline is to expire, that they have a specific targets in mind and a big surprise that is in store for the US and Israel as well. All right, we'll try and fix that connection with my colleague. But as far as Iranian authorities are concerned, they have warned of a big surprise. Let us put that into perspective, because as we've been telling you, the deadline will be expiring in fact, in just a few hours from now. Donald Trump has said, given a 10 days deadline to Iran, or else he said that he will be attacking the energy infra. That deadline will be expiring tomorrow. And ahead of that, now Iran has said that they have a big surprise planned for US and Israel. So next few hours are going to be very important. All eyes will be on that, and we'll continue to get you more details as far as the day 37 of the war is concerned. With this, a very short break, more news and updates on the other side.